Welcome everyone. Today I wanted to share with you guys my first impressions and feedback on playing New World. Like the journey through Eternum in New World has been a fun one so far. I think the game is pretty cool. However, there are also some things that I don't like about the game and that I hope Amazon will fix in the future, maybe through some expansions or something. So when it comes to gameplay itself, like I had to first of all get used to like the aiming system and the combat in New World that is sort of like Dark Souls. Like I'm used to in most MMOs to like, yeah, you select like a certain mob or other player and then you use your skills and you have like a auto aim basically, right? Because you just select the target. But there you actually need to land your weapon strikes on the enemy. And I think this is really good and it's like a brand new MMO experience to me, because I don't have this one in World of Warcraft, for example, or Final Fantasy XIV. So it's really cool. I really liked it. I think combat is great. At first, when I saw like a few videos and streams by others and how they were like fighting, I was like a bit bored because I thought like the animations aren't as fancy and stuff, right? Like if you're used to like other games like let's say Elder Scrolls Online, for example, or Final Fantasy XIV, there you have like big animations when you attack a monster. However, there it's like more simple. Even the combat does feel on first sight simple, but it's actually not simple, and I will get to that in a moment. And like it's interesting to experience like an MMO, sort of like almost like a shooting game where you need to like aim. When I tried like the bow for the first time, like I had no clue how to freaking use that and stuff. And then I suddenly felt like I'm playing like Call of Duty or something where I need to like freaking aim at my targets and stuff. It was a really fun experience. And yeah, if you guys wanna watch me fail aiming on the bow, like check out the Let's Play series. I did so terrible at first, but then I got like really good at it. And yeah, when it comes to combat, I actually don't think it's simple. It just looks simple because you have like the dodge option, you have the block option, you have like all those sort of options that, for example, in World of Warcraft you don't have. Like if you want to, you can block an attack. If you want to, you can dodge it. You can even do like a double dodge and be behind your target, for example. And there are like some really cool moves. And I think this is really fun for PvP. And to be honest, like New World feels like a more PvP oriented game than a PvE one. And you can already see that from the way combat works, like how it is like in Dark Souls, sort of, and how you have to like aim, dodge, you have to participate and see like, oh, what is gonna happen, like what will your target do next, will he strike you now, should you block, should you dodge, and all those kind of extra mechanics. And I think this is really cool. It's really fun. It definitely adds like a big skill ceiling to the game. Like I have seen people undergeared defeat like really high end game players in PvP that had like great gear. And I think it's so cool how if you don't have like the best in slot gear, you can still defeat another player by just skill alone. When like other games, for example like World of Warcraft in PvP, if you have shit gear, you get like two-shotted by someone literally. And it's not the case here. I think it's really cool that skill also adds to the game. But there's something that I don't like about the game, and that's like the questing and PvE. I feel like the quest line is very disconnected and it feels sort of weird. Like, yeah, we start somewhere, we're being shipwrecked basically, then there are like those zombies and there's like this one dude that just suddenly disappears and then he comes back as a corrupted version. You have to fight him, then he freaking teleports you to the beach, and it's like so confusing. Like there doesn't seem to be like much of a connection. And then when you talk to the first NPC, like it's being explained, oh, here you can't die, you come back either in your original version or as a lost, some people get corrupted and stuff. And it's like a bit confusing at first because you're like, wait, why did I get shipwrecked? What's like corruption? And if you like quest through, you start to understand it a little bit, right? There's like a bit of explanation and how there are like those settlements and they're like factions and they all have like a certain cause, right? Like the Syndicate, for example, like they are like freaking scientists and stuff. They want to like uncover certain mysteries and stuff. Then you have like the Covenant that are something like paladins or clerics or something. They just want like, sort of like priests, you could say, right? They're like spreading the holiness, that's what they want to do. Then you have the Marauders, who are like brave warriors, they want to prove themselves on the battlefield. It's like really interesting. However, I'm missing also a bit of more backstory for the factions. Like we join a faction and they have like a certain morale basically, but we don't know how those factions, like where they originate from. Do they have like maybe like some famous characters or something that have like some interesting backstory. Like I'm used to a lot of backstory from games like Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy XIV, even World of Warcraft. I feel like their questing is so much better than in New World. And like the whole plot of the world, like you have to like get those puzzles and somehow put them together. Like it doesn't feel so connected, to be honest. Like I hope they're going to do a better job for like the next expansion, have some more story and some more lore added to the game, because right now everything feels so random and disconnected. But I have to say, like the crafting system from all MMOs that I have played before has the, like New World has the best crafting system in all MMO games that I've tried. I think it is so cool how you can pick up like everything. You can pick up bushes, you can cut down trees, you can get all sorts of alchemical plants, sorry on that one. And what's also interesting is how many different kind of plants and vegetation we have, and how you can pick up almost nearly anything. Like if you walk around in like other MMOs, like let's say for example Elder Scrolls Online or World of Warcraft, you have tons of plants that you can freaking pick up. You just walk over them and that's it. But on New World you have so many different kind of herbs, truffles, you have freaking different sorts of bushes, you have so many different types of trees that you can cut down. We even encountered some trees that glow freaking blue and stuff, with like some rare wood for like higher level recipes and stuff. I think it's really cool, like how you can craft. I think the camping design is really cool, how you can set up a camp somewhere outdoors, and if you die you respawn there. Like it's sort of like the graveyards in World of Warcraft, you could say, but you place them yourself somewhere basically. I think it's really interesting. And the PvP, oh wow, like I love the PvP from what I'm seeing. It is crazy. Like this open world PvP is really well done, and it also shows where the focus was in the development. Like this game, not just from combat play style, but from like with those factions, how you can freaking make raids to zones and attack with your faction, how you can join a guild and you guys together go and fight against enemy players. And there's like there are like some large battles actually where you see like 20-30 plus people fight against each other. And I think this is so cool. It's definitely different from World of Warcraft Battlegrounds, for example, and it's different from Final Fantasy PvP, what is a bit in a strange spot right now. And it's not laggy as Elder Scrolls Online. Like holy shit, I loved PvP in Elder Scrolls Online. I think Elder Scrolls Online has one of the best PvP in like the MMOs that are out there right now. It's even better than BDO in my opinion. Like Elder Scrolls Online PvP is really great. However, there is so much lag, and like I don't know what ZeniMax is doing with their servers, but you can barely do large scale PvP battles in ESO. Where in New World there can be so many players at one spot and you don't get like heavy lagging. Like yeah, sure, sometimes like you get a FPS drop or something and like the server's acting up, but it is somewhat like more stable than in ESO. And when it comes to like certain dungeons, I haven't done much dungeons yet and stuff. I've like mostly done like exploration, got into crafting, exploring, and trying to understand the lore, what is crazy confusing. Like there are sometimes like letters in this world and like books you can read into and learn a bit more about like certain backstories or what happened to a certain village, how it got raided by zombies and stuff. Like it's interesting how there are like those small elements where you can like puzzle them together to get a bit of an understanding of what's happening in Eternum. But overall it's quite disconnected. Like PvE, if I had to give a score from 10 points, I would give PvE a score of just either 5 or 6 points. Because yeah, you do have like some quests that are a bit interesting, but they're like pretty midi-core, to be honest. Like they're not like wow or anything. However, PvP is really wow. I would give PvP 10 out of 10. I love the aiming system and the high skill ceiling you can have in this game, where gear is just secondary. It's very cool. I like that. 10 out of 10. I would also give crafting a 10 out of 10. I think it's so cool how you can interact with your environment, how you have all sorts of different tree species, so many herbs, so many minerals. Like you can freaking mine iron, silver, and this sort of redstone, I forgot what the name was, and like some other like kind of minerals. And I think it also is really cool, like the sounds when you cut something down. Like I think wood cutting has a really great sound, mining is incredible. And one thing confused me at first, how there are no classes in New World. we have to pick a certain weapon and level this up. But this is actually cool, I think, because you don't need to make many alts. Like, you can have one character that can do everything. You just have to like re-level certain weapons. Like, let's say I've playing with a great axe for a while and I maxed it out. I put like a lot of points into strength and constitution, and then suddenly I decide, hey, I want to be a mage with a freaking fire staff. Then I just respec my attribute points, pick up the fire staff, and just start using it more and more and more, and level it up and unlock the skills and passives. So I think it's cool how you have some freedom, sort of like in Final Fantasy XIV with your character, how you can change mid-game, for example, your spec. You can become from a warrior like suddenly a mage, you can become a archer, or you can freaking fight with a rapier no more with a hatchet, for example. I think it's really, really cool. It offers you more freedom than other MMOs like World of Warcraft or ESO, for example. Like, ESO was kind of like trying to create some sort of more freedom by letting each class have different specs. Like, you can go for a tank spec, you can go for, let's say, light armor, like a medium armor spec, a heavy armor spec, be more tanky and stuff. Like, there was some sort of freedom there. In World of Warcraft, they also tried to somewhat do that in retail, but I feel like New World and Final Fantasy XIV have probably, like, yeah, the best sort of freedom for like picking a certain class row, right? Like a class spec and stuff. And I think actually, in my opinion, New World does have like a good future ahead. I also don't think Amazon is going to let the game die with like the hype that's going on right now. It's constantly on #1 on Twitch, like as the most viewed game there. It is insane, and there's so much promotion going on. I'm pretty sure Amazon is spending tons of millions of dollars into advertisement. Like, it's insane, like how much sponsorship is going on. It's like almost every second streamer there has like drops enabled and stuff. Like, it's insane. Like, if you go on YouTube or anywhere, there are constantly ads for New World. Like, it's insane. There's so much promotion. From what I'm seeing from this, like, Amazon wants the game to have success. Like, they're really pushing for it, and I think that's pretty good, because for a while now we didn't have any new hyped MMO. Like, this is the first hyped MMO, guys. Like, if you look at all those MMOs that came out within the past, let's say, 5 years or so, there hasn't been the last 5 years any big MMO. Now that's the first time there's like an MMO that's really big. And I think that's good, and especially that there's so much PvP focus, because retail PvP sucks, ESO PvP is not so good, it used to be way better. Final Fantasy XIV doesn't have good PvP, and if you are an MMO player that seeks a PvP challenge and you want to get really, really good at PvP and something where you can, like something you can play for like 5 hours non-stop and be constantly in PvP, like New World is the game for you. But when it comes to PvP, it's really lacking, in my opinion. I hope there will be some expansions that will make PvE better. Like, sure, you have like some cool missions where you have to like you hunt down certain mobs, you go to like certain places. You do have some interesting characters with some like a little bit of a backstory, but it's not so deep like in other MMO games. So I hope they're going to do something about it. But is New World a game worth playing? I would say most definitely. I think the whole environment, the feeling is really great, and it has graphics that will make World of Warcraft and other games look old. Like, seriously, that's probably why it's called New World, because that's like the start of a new era when it comes to like graphics and stuff in an MMO. And for some players, unfortunately, it's a bad thing, because there are like a lot of players still out there that have like pretty old computers, and if you're having like an old computer and you don't having like a fast processor, for example, you're gonna have issues playing the game, or if you have like a very bad graphics card. And there are some players out there that couldn't even start the game. They bought the game and they couldn't run it because their computer was not good. And some people had to just get like this month like a new computer. But it's worth it. I feel like the environment is really great. You're getting sort of like Skyrim vibes. I think it's really, really well done. Combat is really, really fun. I love like the blocking and dodging system that is sort of like with Dark Souls. It's very fun. And I'm definitely going to continue playing this game. And if you guys love New World 2 and MMOs, please consider subscribing to this channel, because that's what we're mostly covering here, and become part of this great community. So yeah, try New World for yourself if you haven't. I definitely recommend it. It's not that expensive. It just costs about like $40 or so. So go get it on stream, give it a shot. It's definitely a game you can play for a longer time. I don't think this game will die out anytime soon, because Amazon would be really stupid to let the game die. So yeah, I wish everyone a wonderful day. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys next time.